welcome to Humble Recaps. Today we're going to describe a thriller/action movie called Rampage, which released in 2009. There are some spoilers ahead, so watch out. Bill Williamson is a frustrated 23-year-old guy who lives in Tenderville, Oregon, along with his parents. He seems genuinely angry by hearing news about the economic crisis, earth pollution and war, and to express his rage, he always uses a punching bag and throws darts at human body illustrations. On the other hand, outside of his room and facing his parents, he appears to be a calm person who is emotionally attached to them. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Williamson, are sensible persons who deeply care about Bill, but they also want him to be independent and have goals so that he can succeed in life, and that's why they ask Bill to prepare for moving into his own place. But Bill simply sneers at them and calmly says, it takes time to save money for his post-education. In response, they even offer him financial support, but he doesn't accept and seems to be comfortable wherever he is. When the argument gets intense, Mrs. Williamson wraps it up by setting up a family gathering for that afternoon. Bill then goes to a coffee shop and orders a double espresso macchiato with extra foam. Barista fills the order quickly, but Bill thinks it is not exactly what he ordered and wants his money back. But the clerk just sniggers and tells him it's a good coffee and he won't be taking the money back, which causes Bill to storm out after giving him a meaningful gaze. In the next scene, Bill can be seen working on a van, indicating that he's a part-time mechanic who is working in a garage. At the same time, his boss appears out of nowhere and points out he shouldn't waste the whole time on this stupid van and he better be fixing another car right away. Against his will, he temporarily dismisses the van after he puts a bag in it. Shortly after, in a parking lot, Bill meets his only friend Evan, a leftist philosopher who opposes social norms as well as overpopulation issues. Evan hands 2 boxes to Bill while he is mentioning that his father has recently been skeptical of the packages. They then go to the chicken den to have a meal. Evan makes an attempt to flirt with the counter woman, but it doesn't seem to work out. Seconds later, as she tries to put their orders on the table, she accidentally spills their meals on them. Evan gets pissed by the accident and wants his money back, but she refuses and tells him she can just redo their orders. Meanwhile, Bill tries to calm his friend, which leads them to start a serious discussion about the world's problems. Evan believes that since the world's population is increasing really fast, we don't need those who are destroying the environment. He also mentions the effects of overpopulation on the Earth, including air pollution and the ozone hole. Evan repeatedly claims that world needs a change, yet he doesn't have an acceptable response to Bill's questions. What kind of change? Who is going to do it? And what are you going to do as a person? At the end of the line, Bill asserts to his friend that he is all talk and no action. Bill then returns home, where his parents have been waiting for him to discuss his relocation. Bill apologizes and wants to push up the discussion to the next morning as he has very exciting news for them. They inevitably accept and become curious about the news. In his room, Bill is trying to assemble a Kevlar armor from parts he had sent to Evan's house over a period of time. A while later, when he's working with wires, Evan's video repeating his concerns goes online. Evan once another time explains that what we need is a change. In his opinion, the world needs someone who stands up and believes in action. Bill's reaction to all of these is just a snigger. He repeats Evan's speech word by word, like he has been hearing these a lot since their relationship began. Seconds later, he prints a significant amount of fake money and begins to work out. In the next morning, Bill tells his parents that he wants to be extra active today. So he has taken the day off and he is going to fill out some college applications for mechanical engineering. He also apologizes for what happened before and assures them that he wants to have purpose in his life. Mr. and Mrs. Williamson are thrilled to hear this, and they happily go to work after praising Bill's wise decision. As soon as they leave, the real plan is started. He enters his room and pulls out a weaponry kit that includes pistols, submachine guns, machetes, and even a wireless detonator. He loads up the guns and wears the suit that he has built with his own hands, a bulletproof iron-made armor with a ballistic helmet and a paintball mask that make him look like a SWAT team's member. As he is doing weird poses in front of the mirror, we can see his taped video where he talks about the survival of the fittest theory. Bill is tired of people who always care about themselves way more than others, and he's also worried about the lack of resources that our society is going through, and as a solution, he calmly offers to kill everybody who is sucking up our resources and their existence isn't beneficial for society. Later on, he switches his car with the one that has no license plate on. Then he makes his way to middle of the town, where we can see the broken van that he had worked on before. He starts and drives the van using a wireless device and unhesitatingly smashes the vehicle into the police department's building. Then he blows up the van and incapacitates the police station, so he can carry out the rest of the plan without any trouble. He then begins walking around the street and relentlessly opens fire on any random person he sees. People are scared to death and they start screaming and running away. While everything is according to Bill's plan, 2 patrolmen arrive and try to stop him, but their bullets doesn't make through Bill's bulletproof armor, and they get killed as they had run out of ammo. Despite the numerous dead bodies on the ground, Bill does not stop the massacre. He particularly goes to food-related places for terrorizing the people there. He also runs into the barista he had previously argued with and humiliates him by ordering the same coffee before killing him. After that, he makes a stop at a spa to have some rest and get some water. The place is filled with ladies who are about to start panicking. Bill is having a good time as he watches them get scared, so he leaves the place without killing anyone. Once everyone is satisfied that they're safe, he returns and brutally slaughters them simply because he removed his mask in their presence. Then, Bill walks into a bingo hall crowded with old people who haven't even noticed him. As he gets hungry, he asks for the best sandwich they have from concession stand, but as usual, he doesn't seem happy with it. Unexpectedly, he decides to let the elderly bingo players live, because even without his help, they're going to die soon. Shortly after, he enters a bank to initiate a robbery. He easily takes over the bank, just like a professional bank robber. But suddenly, one of the employees throws himself at Bill, as an attempt to take him down. Enraged by the incident, he starts a bloodbath there by opening fire on scared people and cutting the employee's throat. Then he approaches the bank manager and orders him to open the safe. After several fake attempts for buying time, the bank manager finally gives up and hands Bill the money, as he begins to lose control. In front of the bank, he puts on a show by setting fire on the fake money that he had previously printed, to send the message that it is useless and causes all problems in the world. In the next scene, as he heads to his next target, he receives a call from his mother. While claiming to her that he hasn't left the house, Bill pretends to be unaware of the horrible events that he actually causes. Even though he drops a clanger before hanging up, his mother doesn't notice it and nervously tells him to stay inside.
I'll be back. I'll be here.
Yes, stay there, okay?
Then he rushes to the chicken den and instantly shoots the girl who had an argument with Evan. Right after that, Evan calls him and berates him for being late. Bill asks Evan to wait until he gets there. Apparently they had planned to play paintball in a woods out of the town. On his way to the woods, he finds out that a police unit led by a sheriff named Melvoy is returning to town through his radio receiver. Therefore, he goes to the town's welcome sign, plants a massive bomb behind it, and waits for the unit to show up. Tired of waiting, Evan calls Bill again and informs him that he's leaving. But Bill adamantly insists that Evan remain where he is, as he is quickly catching up. To encourage him to stay, Bill also uses trash talk and ambiguously tells him,
I'm gonna fucking kill you, man.
Listen, you're the one. You're gonna be needing some f***ing target practice, alright?
Just stay there for 10 minutes, okay? I'm coming, I promise. I love you, man.
The sheriff and his associates are driving 2 cruisers towards the town's entrance. As soon as they reach to the welcome sign, Bill detonates the bomb and destroys one of the cruisers. But the sheriff and 2 other deputies survive and chase Bill into the woods. Bill gets out of the car and tries to warn them that they shouldn't follow him furthermore. Despite Bill's warning, they immediately start shooting him. He responds to this by blowing up his car and causing 2 deputies get killed right away, and then he flees into the woods. Sheriff Melvoy is left with no choice but to pursue the psychopath on his own, without assistance of his passed-away colleagues. The pursuit continues through the forest until the sheriff can see nothing but trees. He begins searching for a sign that he can follow, but unexpectedly he is attacked from behind. Eventually, Bill brutally stabs him and leaves him bleeding to death. Following that, he rushes to Evan, who is surprised to see his appearance and the amount of money he carries. Bill uses a stun gun to take Evan down and immobilize him, then he puts a pistol in his hand and relentlessly shoots him in the head. By wearing him the suit, Bill fakes a suicide and gives Fingers a target to point at. After cleaning up the simulated suicide scene, he burns everything that could cause trouble and returns home. As he is lying on a couch watching the news, his concerned parents show up and check on him. Bill breaks into his shocked face and informs them that his friend Evan has committed all of these crimes before leaving them in fear. However, it would be far more fearsome if you knew you shared a house with a psychopath killer. In his bedroom, we can see Bill packing his belongings and the money into a suitcase. At the same time, the TV is showing that Evan's father, who is strongly against the government, is being arrested. Bill, who is delighted that his perfect plan worked out well, suddenly notices Evan's father yelling his name and insisting that Bill did all of this. When he hears this, he immediately grabs his suitcase and leaves his room. 2 years after these incidents, he posts a video online and explains about what he did. While he repeats his worries about a lack of resources and overpopulation of the earth, he claims that he wants to present his own solution to these problems so that others may be able to sustain a little bit more of life.
So what do? Just keep them around? Let's kill them! Let's get rid of them! Good, thank you.
And that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more contents like this.